All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh.
bad.
3. No, never mind. We're just gonna keep going.
Okay.
Let's clap again. So
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Side Tangent. It's your boy Jared. What is that? I was wondering.
Just let the music wash over you. What a thrill.
I want to close my eyes just to
Yes.
imagine that I'm in this game that I don't know anything about.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've finally made it.
We're
Jared
here.
has been with us the whole way through Metal Gears 1 and 2 and Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, but we're finally going over the most spy-tastic of them all, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Clock it. This is the thing right now. Clock it.
No, really, is this the thing?
Yeah, clock it.
I'm gonna just let that beautiful music go down.
I was wondering. It was funny. I was wondering. I was like, do you want to put your laptop away because you have the presentation on that one? That's hilarious. I love it. That was a beautiful entrance.
It's a great entrance. It's a great
I would
song.
argue that's the best beginning to the the show that we've had so far. So bravo.
Thank you.
Well, we're here.
We're here.
We're here, guys. Metal Gear Solid 3. I know there's more games after this, but I think we're
Yes.
going to take a quick pause after this game.
Yes.
It's the one that the new Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Delta is made after.
Correct. It's a remaster of this particular game. This is also the first game in the Metal Gear series that I saw my friends playing. We'd be at each other's houses
I didn't
and
know
watching this. But yes, like Jared said, we're probably going to put a quick pause on the Metal Gear series. But if you guys like it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll continue the rest of it. I would like to because I think the story gets more fun for me, at least past these games. But yes, Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah,
we're finally here.
I had a lot of whiplash from last episode. Metal Gear Solid 2 had like 10 too many plot twists. It was fantastic though. It's crazy.
I think that's a good way of how people felt at the time when it came out. Metal Gear Solid 2 was unpopular for a lot of reasons. One, yeah, it was a pretty convoluted story. I think the biggest one is that you played as Raiden the whole time and everyone wanted to play as
I could see
Solid
how that'd be
Snake.
annoying.
So
Which, it's crazy that they did that move with Raiden because most people didn't play Metal Gears 1 and 2, like you were saying. And so the second game of the series to most people is they're playing as a dude that's not even...
yeah.
So that's kind of crazy. Let me see
So
the
the
laptop.
question- yeah.
This pop-up showed up.
Oh yes.
Keep talking to the crowd.
But the question is though, did Kojima learn from his mistakes? I'll say the biggest thing that he wanted different with Metal Gear Solid 3 is he wanted less interior environments. He wanted more outside environments,
Oh, interesting.
like jungle specifically. That's the main thing he wanted. So
Let's do it.
let's get into it.
All right.
All right, Metal Gear Solid 3 begins with: after the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Right.
And we start with the 24th of August, 1964. The Virtuous Mission. And the Virtuous Mission begins with a man halo jumping, the first halo jump in history, into Soviet airspace, sneaking into the Soviet Union. Yeah, he does a lot of flips. He does so many flips that I feel like he would have been knocked out realistically. But this special agent is none other than Naked Snake.
Naked Snake.
Naked Snake.
Whoa. He looks dope.
He looked... Something I want to kind of do differently, because since we have also audio listeners, would you mind maybe describing Naked Snake, what he looks like?
Yeah, he's a really short black man with a Yeah, he looks like Theo Vaughn.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
he kind of
guess.
looks like Theo Vaughn. He has his mullet and he has a similar facial structure. It's like Theo Vaughn and Bradley Cooper mixed together.
Sure. He also kind of has
He's a white man.
Yeah,
with some scruff on his face.
I can say he's a white man with Japanese ancestry, I believe.
Oh, so he's Keanu Reeves.
I guess. He also kind of has Schwarzenegger commando markings on his face to help him blend in, and 1960 style like soldier fatigues.
Yeah, it's kind of like Rambo with
Yeah.
some facial hair.
Yeah. So yes, that is Naked Snake.
Honestly, the best way to describe him is if you were to imagine some soldier in some 60s World War II movie, you nailed it.
Perfect.
You got it. You nailed it
Perfect.
perfectly.
Yeah. So yes, this is Naked Snake. We're just gonna call him Snake.
Okay.
But Snake is a member of the Fox unit,
Okay.
and it's a unit of the CIA. Believe this is Fox's first mission, the Virtuous mission. And what Snake needs to do is he needs to help with Russian scientist Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov.
You're killing it with the Russian names, dude.
Thank-
That's two
I
for two
hope
for
I
now.
did that right.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not the right person to ask.
Yeah, well,
Keep going. Sorry, I keep
but
interrupting.
Snake needs to help Sokolov defect from Russia.
Okay.
They had actually, the U.S. had successfully helped Sokolov defect earlier because he was building this horrible weapon and he just wanted out. But then the Cuban Missile Crisis happened, and what we're told in our textbooks is that the reason they stepped down was because of missiles in Turkey. But in reality, what happened is the Soviet Union was like, we'll take the nukes out of Cuba if you give us Sokolov back. So that's how important whatever he's doing is. So they're trying to get him out again. Snake is held by other members of Fox. The first one is the commander of the operation, Major Zero. He's kind of an old man, scars on his face. He has a bomber jacket. He's also British.
Okay.
He's just kind of, an old
His name's
time.
Major Zero.
That's his code name.
Okay, this is a quick
Yeah,
lore.
no,
This is-
please.
I don't know if this is related. I don't think it is. There's a cartoon called Codename Kids Next Door,
Okay.
and there's a movie called Codename Kids Next Door Agent Zero,
Okay.
and it's about there was like the first Kids Next Door, and he was number 0 because they're all like numbered, and turns out it's number 1's dad, who's also British, and he was
Whoa.
number 0. I don't think this is connected at all, but
Probably
it's
not.
funny that he's British because so is Agent
That
Number
is-
0 in Codename Kids Next Door.
That is actually
Maybe
really
I should do
funny.
a Codename Kids Next Door lore episode.
I would actually love that because I've never seen it.
Well, I also don't know the lore except for what I just told you.
You can figure it out. You can
continue.
figure it out.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. So
Side tangent.
side tangent.
He said the thing. Okay, go ahead.
So Major Zero. There's a lot of members of Fox that are helping Snake, but we're just going to focus on Major Zero and one other. But yeah, he's the founder and creator of Fox, one of them, and he stays on the plane that Snake jumps out of, and he's just going to like via radio continue to help Snake, and also is the boss. Now the boss.
It's not Big Boss. It's just the boss.
It's just the boss.
Okay.
So the boss, she's a legendary soldier. She and her team, the Cobra unit that she created, basically played a huge role in ending World War II. And she's also the mother of the Special Forces. Just describe her. I mean, like, Snake's only talking to her via radio, but she's like a 40-ish woman, blondish. Apparently she's based on, Kojima said she was kind of appearance-wise based on Charlotte Rampling, who plays the Reverend Mother in the new Dune movies, like the leader of the Bene Gesserit and stuff.
I haven't seen Dune, dude. I'm sorry. I know.
Jared, you're
I
killing
know.
me.
I
didn't know that.
I've been getting an earful of it from every person I know because
That's
I haven't
fine.
seen it yet.
We won't start it here. She's just like an action star woman looking person.
Okay.
But most importantly, she is Snake's mentor. She trained him for 10 years. Again, she's like the greatest soldier ever.
Okay.
And then 5 years previously, she like disappeared. And Snake's obviously like, I'm glad you're on this mission, but why did you leave me? And she's like, I taught you everything there is to know, but we're soldiers. We kind of have to go and follow the missions. But Snake's is really glad to hear her voice. She's like his mentor and kind of like parental figure.
Okay.
But she's in a submarine in the Arctic, so she can't always do radio contact, but she'll also be helping Snake. So Snake goes and finds the Soviet base. It's surrounded by KGB members, but he manages to sneak in and contact Sokolov. Sokolov is kind of, to physically describe him, I don't know, like your stereotypical Cold
This is
War
Sokolov I'm
scientist.
looking at
That's
right now?
yeah, that's Sokolov.
He's also a short black man. For those who are listening, no I'm kidding.
Just
Yeah, he kind of looks like Alfred from Batman,
yeah, that's a good way to describe him.
but Russian. it
But
sounds like.
Russian,
Okay.
yeah. Even though everyone's Russian accents in this game are really bad. So, whatever. So he talks to Sokolov, and Sokolov says, yes, you have to get me out of here. But I also want you to know, the reason there's so many soldiers it's not just to protect me from like you, like from the United States, but because within the Soviet Union, there's an anti-Khrushchev faction. Khrushchev is the leader of the Soviet Union at the time, and he's the one that kind of wanted to thaw relations between the Soviet Union and the U.S. after the Cuban Missile Crisis. But a lot of Soviet military types and war dogs or war hawks, whatever the term is, didn't like that. And leading this faction is someone named Colonel Volgin. And he wants to kidnap Sokolov.
That's a BA name.
That's a pretty BA
That's
name.
a cool name.
Volgin wants to kidnap Sokolov and also the weapon that he's been working on to try to like make the Soviet Union more warlike. So Sokolov is like, Snake, you need to get me out of here. As they're escaping, though, they get surrounded by KGB soldiers. But suddenly, a new individual randomly shows up. Would you mind describing this person?
If you guys have seen Rocky 4, looks a lot like Victor Drago.
He does look like him.
Or Kato from the first Hunger Games movie.
Yes, that's another.
With a little sharper features.
Yeah, he's
feminine-like almost. Is this a woman?
No, it's a man. It's a short blonde hair man, Russian soldier. He's kind of is wearing a mix of Russian uniform and American cowboy gear. And his name is Major Ocelot.
Oh, we meet again, Ocelot. Okay,
this is a young Ocelot.
The same Ocelot.
The same.
Okay,
Ocelot.
I'm making sure. No, I guess that adds up. Okay, I forgot how old Ocelot was.
He doesn't have a revolver though. He just has a normal pistol, and he manages to shoot.
Pistol Ocelot. Okay.
He manages to shoot all of the KGB soldiers because he's wanting to kidnap them. And then Ocelot summons his Ocelot unit, who are specialized soldiers. This is how he summons his unit, and he does this every single time. He makes like a rah sound, and then like does his hands like pause, and that's how and they all just show up, and they're like, "Yeah, Ocelot, yeah." But so he summons them all. Yeah, he goes rar and summons them all, and Snake manages to use CQC, which is close quarters combat. Kind of like a martial art that the boss herself invented. And he manages to beat them all up, including Ocelot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ocelot sucks.
As he's beating up Ocelot, Snake's like, like you're using normal pistols, but like the way you like flipping pistols and kind of you like stiffen your arm, that's more for like American revolvers. You should try that. I think you'd be better as he's beating him up.
No way.
So that's how he... And Ocelot kind of becomes obsessed with Snake. He's like, he has this weird like, he's my hero. I look up to him, but my rival. He like wants them to be rivals.
Okay.
So, needless to say, he takes his word and starts using a revolver, and it's funny because but he gets beat up this time. As they're escaping, Sokolov points out his creation in the distance. It's called the Shagohod. It's a huge tank capable of firing a nuclear missile anywhere in the world, any terrain.
I understand why it's always a nuke because that's the biggest weapon that we got,
and it also
created as man.
Like the main point of Metal Gear Solid games is that they're the message is anti-nuclear.
Fair enough.
But it is kind of goofy.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the Shagohod is completed, then there will be nuclear capable tanks everywhere in the world, and it'll start a new world war. So Sokolov has to be taken out so the project can continue. So they're escaping, they're crossing a bridge, but as they're crossing the bridge, they run into the boss.
Ooh.
And the boss announces that she's defecting to the Soviet Union.
Is she not already part of the Soviet Union?
She's American.
Oh.
But she's defecting to the Soviet Union, and then her former team, the Cobra unit, they all are Soviets, and they're like, yes, like, we're the sons of the boss, you can join us again. And she's also carrying two Davy Crockett missiles, which are real life like nuclear missiles, like basically for a bazooka that the US made. Never used it. Here's a random fact. Each one takes like 4 men to operate, and she's holding one in each arm. Just for an idea of how strong the boss is.
Okay.
She's basically doing 8 people's worth of carrying stuff. But she says that she's defecting, and that Sokolov, she's going to kidnap him, and also these 2 Davy Crockett missiles are gifts to her new host. And that new host is Colonel Volgin. who you can see to the right. Colonel Volgin is a giant.
Is the boss Snake's grandma?
No.
Okay, continue.
Colonel Volgin is a giant Russian man that has Lichtenberg figures over his face. He has like lightning scars, like electricity scars all over his face.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time describing this guy.
Yeah, he's just a giant, scary, stereotypical like Soviet general.
Yeah.
With lightning scars, and he takes them and he's like, well, since Snake's seen my face, even though he's your student, you need to kill him. So Snake and the boss have a fight on the bridge, and the boss like snaps Snake's arm and breaks up ribs and throws him off the bridge. And all Snake gets out of this is he manages to like grab her headband, her bandana, but that's it. She beats the crap out of him.
Oh wow.
So Snake survives the fall, and he needs to like heal his wounds. And as he's lying there, he sees a bunch of gunships with a boss in them, stealing the Shagohod and leaving. And as they're leaving, Volgin thinks, well, hey, I've kidnapped Sokolov, but I need to get rid of the evidence. How about I try out one of these mini nukes? So Ocelot tries to stop him. He doesn't want them shooting at their own countrymen, but Volgin sets off a nuke in Russian territory.
Okay.
And it's funny when Ocelot tries to stop him, Volgin's just like, remember the Alamo, and shoots the missile. I don't think that really explains, but whatever.
Wait, he actually said that?
He's like, I'll blame it on the boss. Remember the Alamo, and shoots the nuke. So, yeah, I know.
And then Ocelot's like, the what? Because there's no why would you know what the Alamo is?
I don't even exactly. I don't know.
Okay.
So Snake manages to get like, he uses that that balloon skyhook thing in The Dark Knight. It's fine if you don't.
I don't.
Okay.
Remember.
All that matters is Snake gets out of there. He's back in the U.S., but he's now being held under military detainment, and they're thinking of executing him because this is a huge international problem. Like, we just finished the Cuban Missile Crisis, and now from the Soviet perspective, their radar picked up an American plane, and then a nuclear bomb goes off in their own territory. So it's a big deal. So Zero visits Snake and reveals to him that the leaders of the Soviet Union contacted Lyndon B. Johnson and basically said, hey, we can only hold back the military faction for so long. So basically, you had to prove that America was not involved in this bomb being set off. You have 1 week to eliminate the boss, to get the remaining Davy Crockett missile, and preferably to get rid of Volgin, because he's the militaristic one. And they have 1 week to do all of this, or else World War III is going to start. So that's Operation Snake Eater, and Snake has to do this or he's going to be killed by firing squad.
So does this whole game take place in the past? Oh.
Is that disappointing?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to know more about... Just
sometimes you had to go in the past
to understand the future.
Okay.
Sometimes
you had to turn left to go
I'll go
right.
in with good intentions and an open mind. Mm-hmm. So this entire game's in the past.
This entire game's in the 60s.
Okay.
So, the KGB, like the Soviets, can only help so much, though. Again, because of how delicate the political situation is. All the Soviets can do is basically give them a satellite so Major Zero can keep talking to Snake, and also saying that there are two agents that used to be American that defected, NSA agents that Snake can talk to, Adam and Eva. And
okay, cool. Nice.
So Snake flies a Lockheed D-21 drone into Soviet airspace, basically around the same place he was before. It's still contaminated with radiation. And his first objective is to go and find and contact Adam. The second Snake lands, he finds a random white horse, and he's like, what's this horse doing here? It's because it's the boss's horse. And she shows up, but the boss is like, looks like death wasn't ready for you yet. Does your arm still hurt? And now the boss is wearing an experimental sneaking suit. Like the suits that Raiden and Solid Snake wore are sneaking suits, just kind of like these specialized suits that make you more stealthy and
Gotcha.
stronger.
This is like the first.
This is the
iteration of
first
it.
one,
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
But hers is more kind of looks like a cosmonaut, astronaut suit. It's white and stuff like that. But she looks cool.
Okay.
And she basically tells Snake to go home. Snake tries to have a fight with her. They have CQC, and the boss overpowers Snake, throws him to the ground, and breaks his gun. And
Snake sucks.
Snake is awesome. Like, he beat all the Ocelot team, but the boss is the one that
It's
taught
the
him
boss,
everything.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, she's the boss. So she says, you need to leave the mission. Next time I see you, I'm going to kill you. She then uses her own gun. She has like a Patriot gun, which is like a handgun, machine gun with like 2 barrels, like a Tommy gun.
Oh,
Is it? Yeah, yeah. She uses it to blow up the drone he flew in, which alerts all the guards. And then she gets on her horse and has the horse stomp on Snake's hand.
Oh my gosh. She does not like his arms.
I know.
He does not like that appendage at all.
So Snake manages. Snake's gone through quite a lot. Also, it's only been a week, so like his arm and ribs are still healing. Like, it's been quite the experience for him. And
He
this
looks
is
like a
still
lot of pain
Fox's.
right now.
This is technically Fox's second mission, but like, the Fox unit has seen better days.
Okay.
Somehow. So Snake manages to evade the guards, and he sees someone on a motorcycle that he thinks is Adam. And it's like, hey, are you Adam? And she says, no, I'm Eva. So Snake is like, okay, what's the catchphrase? And she doesn't know it, but
Like the code word.
the code word.
Okay.
She doesn't know it, and Snake's like, I don't think I can trust you. And she basically seduces him.
Ah, dang it.
She unzips her suit, is like, hey, I'm scantily clad. And Snake's, it kind of works. She also gives him like a gun and also helps him escape and stuff. But I don't know. If this were the Spy Cold War, I don't think I'd ever get over the fact that she didn't know the code for catchphrase. But
Me personally, I would never.
yeah,
Yes.
but whatever. Moving on. Eva gives Snake a scientist suit that he can use to like sneak into the base, and just gives him information. And she'll continue to also call him, but she's currently infiltrating Vulcan and his team as well right now.
Okay.
So Snake continues on, and he runs into Major Ocelot again. And Ocelot this time, he now has 2 revolvers. This is also super funny. So he catches Snake. They're on 2 sides of kind of like a little canyon area. Ocelot calls his team, just like, "Rawr," and all the Ocelot unit shows up. And then immediately Ocelot's like, everyone go back. I want to fight him alone. It's like, why did you call them? And he's like, Ocelots are proud creatures. We prefer to fight alone. It's like, you just called your whole team here to tell them to go away. But it's because he has this rival mentality.
Honestly, if I had a crew like that, like
I
that would be there on my command, I think
summon them.
I'd summon them for no reason all the time. For
every
sure.
2 seconds.
I don't blame it. It's like not a lot of people have that power.
That could be part of it. But I also think part of it is just because like Ocelot is consistently looking for Snake's approval. Like, has such a...
Fair enough.
He has such a rival mentality, but Snake doesn't see it this way, and I don't know. He's already like looking up to him a ton. But while they're fighting, they kind of have this old Western style shootout. It's a cool boss fight.
Ooh.
But then suddenly, thousands and thousands of bees show up, and there's so many that like
Whoa.
members of the Ocelot unit start dying. Ocelot
Getting on my nerves.
Ocelot manages to fight off the bees by spinning his revolver so fast that it just kills thousands of bees. Like you do.
Oh, yeah.
But he's basically like, I'll get you next time, and runs off. And Snake has to dive into the canyon. And when he dives, he sneaks around and runs into the first member of the Cobra unit, the team that the boss made. And this Cobra unit member is the Pain.
Ooh.
The Pain is someone who...
The pain.
Yeah, that's how he says it too.
The world shadow pain.
He let himself basically... I can't exactly remember his origin story, but basically he let himself get bit by thousands and thousands of hornets and bees, and then like caused him so much pain that he became like at a higher level and now can control them telepathically, and he just causes intense pain to people he fights. So
Nice.
you have a crazy fight. Like, he like literally makes body armor out of bees and will like shoot them like guns and stuff, and you had to like dive under the water not to get killed by them and stuff. It's this crazy fight, but eventually Snake defeats Pain, the Pain, sorry. And As he's lying there dying, he blows himself up and screams out the pain. Wonder if this will become a common occurrence. Anyways, moving on.
Is that foreshadowing?
Yes.
Future events. The pain.
That's exactly. Is there like the pain and it's a huge? Well, he explodes first, and as the explosion is there, it's like the pain and Snake's.
This
like,
is just like all the Akatsuki members from Naruto just mixed into one person.
it kind of is, yeah.
Art is an explosion.
That is actually, yeah. Another cool thing about the Cobra unit is that each member's code name is based on an emotion that you would feel from war. Obviously, pain being one of them. The boss,
Euphoria. I'm kidding.
Actually, hers is Joy.
Oh,
Her code name is Joy. I don't know if they ever mentioned it, but yeah, her code name is Joy.
wow.
So you were
Okay.
you were on. You got it. He defeats the pain, and then Snake puts on his scientific disguise and sneaks into the base, and meets.
Is that what he looks like in his disguise?
Yeah, he keeps his bandana on. It's so funny to me. Like everyone else is clearly a scientist with glasses and stuff, and then it's just Snake with like this gruff-looking soldier with a bandana. Oh, I guess yeah. He put on the boss's bandana that he stole.
Yeah, I figured that's
Clearly,
what that was. Yeah.
he's not over that she's his mentor. Like everyone keeps saying, like, boss, stop whining. You have to kill the. Sorry, Snake, stop whining. You have to kill the boss. And Snake's like, but she's my mentor.
She's senpai.
She's kind of like since we're mentioning Naruto and stuff, I feel like she's to Snake what like Kakashi is to Naruto. Kind of like both a parental figure, but it's kind of like the person who like taught them everything they know, or maybe like Jiraiya, just like a really like close bond. So
If like Jiraiya went evil.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like Snake is the entire time just like so pained by the fact that he's going to have to like try to stop her. Yeah, this is Dr. Granin. Granin is a random drunk guy, but he's a Soviet scientist and he loves the Soviet Union, but he's going to help Snake because Granin hates Sokolov because all of the funding goes to him. Meanwhile, Granin thinks that his idea of a walking tank that he's called Metal Gear is a better idea.
Whoa. What's his name?
Dr. Granin. I think I'm pronouncing it right.
Okay.
And then Granin says, so the reason that Volgin can like afford all this stuff is because he has the philosopher's legacy. You should go to the Grozny Grad fortress in the mountains to like track down Sokolov and take him back to the US so I have funding finally. You're probably wondering what the philosopher's legacy is. We'll
Yes.
get to it.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll be a patient boy.
Snake asks further questions, but Granin is so drunk that he doesn't get anything. So okay. Next, we run into the Fear, the next member of the Cobra unit. So the Pain was just like a guy who was masked, so you couldn't really see his features, but he was just surrounded by bees. How would you describe the Fear? I don't even know how to like physically describe him.
Dude, he has a big nose.
He does have. He also has a ginormous.
If you were to
tongue.
imagine Mr. Nevercracker from Monster House when he was younger, he has the same
Sure,
face
yeah.
as him, but the hair is very similar to a character named Magna from Black Clover.
Oh, that is true. Yeah,
very kind of similar.
like
That's
he's
the only
a,
person I can think of that's like that. He seems to have like a leopard print camo thing going on here with black
Correct.
gloves.
he's kind of like he has leopard print. He kind of has a creepy, sharp face and a really deep.
Yeah, actually, you know what?
widow's
I
peak.
have thought of a better one. I actually can't remember this character's name, but the hunter from Open Season. He
Yeah,
looks a
he
lot
actually-
like him.
He kind of looks like a Russian version of him.
Yeah. So imagine him, but make it Russian.
Yes, and he has a crossbow.
Those random pulls ever.
He has a crossbow, and he shoots Snake with a dart that I believe I can't remember. I think it's the Brazilian like jumping spider or something like that. It's one of the most painful poisons in the world, and it's so bad that it causes Snake to hallucinate and stuff.
Jeez.
And the Fear is really creepy because the Fear like can like dislocate his arms and crawl up trees like a spider.
Ew.
And his tongue is as big as like his thigh. It's super giant. He's like the Fear, and he's super creepy. And you have this crazy fight where he's jumping from tree to tree,
Ew.
and
That's terrifying.
It's super
If this thing
terrifying.
was coming at me,
oh yeah, no, like super creepy. Snake manages to
I'm
defeat
donezo.
him, and again the Fear blows himself up while screaming the Fear. So cool.
okay.
Continuing on, Snake runs into the next Cobra unit member, the End. which isn't
Oh.
really an emotion, but the end is super cool and interesting. So he's over 100 years old. He's like the first sniper. He also like
The fear looks like Santa Claus.
he looks like Santa Claus in a ghillie suit with a sniper.
Okay.
He also can use photosynthesis. Like he's so old
What the
that
heck is happening? Okay.
he's like part tree. So basically, like he's considerably older when you first show up, and he basically uses the sun and like
give me all of your energy.
yeah. He's like, I just need to get this one last. Yeah. He's like, I need to get this one last prey. So the boss fight with the end is super tough. He's not trying to kill you. He just shoots tranquilizer darts at you. And eventually, if your stamina runs out, you pass out. And he basically brings you all the way back to the previous level. And it's like several minutes to get back.
That'd
And
be frustrating.
And it's kind of a realistic sniper fight where you can't see him. It takes like 45 minutes basically to like track him down and get him and stuff. Super big fight. As he's lying there dying, he comments that the boss would be proud of Snake, of how like well he's done. He's a good son of the boss, and he's happy that he was able to kind of like go out fighting. He dies with no regrets, and then almost randomly he explodes.
The end.
The end. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's what they're supposed to. I think they have a bomb strapped to their heart, so if it stops beating, it blows up. But like, and everyone else seemed like they did on purpose, but his kind of seems like it caught him off guard. Like he didn't realize his heart stopped because he's like, whoa, and then he dies. This is
When I die, I'm gonna scream out the Jared.
the Jared. Here's also a funny thing though. So obviously this is a tough fight. If we ever play this game, all you need to do, an easy way to defeat him is you pause the game, save it, and then turn off the console. And if you wait 7 real life days and come back, he's died of old age.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Dude, this game, like these games are so like I don't know what the word is. It's innovative. I
Like
guess that's the best way to
immersive,
put it.
maybe.
Yeah, immersive.
Yeah.
Immersive. That's the
Immersive.
great way to put it. Like, wow. Okay.
It's super funny.
Patience is a virtue, everyone.
Patience is a virtue. Yeah, you just show up and he's like, he's dead. And he's like, well, I don't know if something was supposed to happen. So now that I think about it, shouldn't his bomb have gone off? Whatever, it doesn't matter. So, Snake sneaking around. He's going from base to base, trying to find Sokolov. I don't exactly remember when this happens, but at one point he's climbing a ladder. He's in an underground tunnel and climbs a ladder. This isn't important to the plot. I just think it's funny. So, that song I played for you at the beginning is Snake Eater, an amazing song. They kind of played it throughout various moments in the game. You're climbing this ladder. You think it's just going to be like a normal ladder to the next stage, but it keeps going and going. And then they start singing the song, and they get like a whole verse down of the song. It takes a minute and 48 seconds to climb this ladder. It's just Snake going da 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 while like Snake Eater's being sung in the background. I don't know why it's there. Some people say it's for like loading a new zone. Some people say it's like a joke. Others say it's symbolic. It's 2 minutes of you just doing nothing but climbing a ladder while a lady sings.
All right.
Not important to the plot. I just think it's funny.
That's cool. That's cool, though. It's a fun little thing.
Fun little thing. Continuing on. So Snake now approaches Grozny Grad. Oh, man. I forgot how to pronounce it. The next base. He runs into Eva, and basically Eva like kind of points out all the different areas.
We still haven't met Adam yet.
We still haven't met Adam.
Okay.
And also Snake was supposed to meet Adam first. So
Right.
who knows what's going on with that. Eva basically like is like, hey, this is where you enter all the stuff. This is where yes, sorry. And then Eva's also like, the best way for you to get in is that you need to find Vulcan's boyfriend, Major Rykov, and take his uniform so you can sneak around because he has like high level clearance.
Vulcan's gay.
He's bisexual, I think. Also, like, I don't. Vulcan's not a good guy, so this is like not really that forward thinking. I think Vulcan's like a sadist and stuff. So
Gotcha.
it's so like it's like I don't know how good of a depiction this is.
As you're saying, Vulcan is just a creep in general.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So his like sexual preference isn't like the message of the story, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. I'm just saying that like if someone were like, oh sweet, like is this
Like
like
this isn't like he's not like this because for representation's sake.
No, exactly. I don't think it's also just to like you know how sometimes in anime there's depictions of various sexualities, but they don't really depict it that well.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same instance here.
Okay, I see what you're
So,
saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
Vulcan doesn't get any gold stars for being.
yeah, he's not a diversity
He's not a-
character for the
exactly,
sake of
exactly.
the. Okay, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Where were you? Oh yeah, so you had to beat up his boyfriend, steal his uniform. While they're looking, so Eva leaves. He's like, I need to go back to me sneaking around, and Snake then sees a bit later with his binoculars. He sees Volgan and Ocelot, and Vulcan's beating up this random oil
Say
drum.
binoculars.
Did I really? His binocs, whatever.
Is that how you pronounce it? Is it because I know most people say
Binoculars.
binoculars, but binoculars makes more sense.
I
Binoculars is cooler. I would argue. Sorry,
binocs. I don't know.
binocs. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
What
over,
about the binocs? Go
I'm
ahead.
all over the place with this area. Snake's looking
Okay.
at the base. He's scoping it out. He sees Volgan and Ocelot, and Volgan's beating up this random oil drum. I forgot to mention this. Volgan can generate lightning.
That's a huge thing to
I
miss
know.
out.
That was my mistake.
That would explain the lightning scars on
Yes,
his
I
face.
should have mentioned it on the
Okay.
bridge. Here's also a funny thing. We never know why. They never explain how he got these powers. He can just generate an insane amount of lightning wherever.
Well, it
It's-
seems like a lot of like powers in this.
Yes. It's so
series.
powerful that he can just hold a bullet in his hand and shock it and shoot it off. So he's basically a walking gun. My bad. I should have mentioned
That's
this
pretty
earlier.
sick.
It is pretty sick.
Just holding.
Yeah. But he's
Oh.
doing that. He's like basically shooting and beating up this oil drum, and we see Gronin's body fall out. It's because the drunk guy who invented Metal Gear.
Okay, I was trying to remember that. Okay.
Because Volgan thought that he was the spy. Snake
So he's
also,
dead.
He's dead.
Oof.
Snake also sees, Ocelot and the boss is with him, and Tatiana, who's a Russian girl who supposedly is Sokolov's mistress. It's Eva. That's her cover. Also, Volgan is not treating her well. He's also like,
Volgan is Sokolov.
no, Volgan is the electricity big bad guy who Snake needs to beat up his boyfriend.
And Sokolov is.
And Sokolov is the guy who invented the Shagohod. There's a lot of names.
Okay.
Sokolov is a scientist that Snake still needs to get out, and Volgan basically is the big bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And Tatiana, we'll just call her Eva for the sake of clarity. It's Eva.
Okay. Man, a little.
So as Snake is sneaking in, he runs into the next Cobra unit member, the Fury.
I thought this said the furry. I'm like,
No, it's the Fury, and he's a Russian cosmonaut who has a jetpack and a flamethrower, and basically he's just obsessed with lighting everything on fire.
this shot is sick.
Yeah,
That's sick.
I think this is actually from Delta, so it's a bit better.
Oh,
graphics.
okay. I was about to say, I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
they
most
got-
of the screenshots I got are from the original game, just because I like the look. But there's some where just like the angles are a bit better in Delta.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, he just looks like that's what he looks like. It's just a cosmonaut with a flamethrower and a jetpack, and he's just screaming about fire the whole
The
time.
Fury.
The Fury. And again, it's a crazy fight. You're like dodging fire in these catacombs. He finally blows up, and he's like, "I can see Earth," and he like floats up and then explodes in the ceiling, and then he says the Fury, and then a giant flamey face chases Snake for a bit, and he had to dodge out of the way. Don't know why that happens,
My goodness. Okay.
but yeah, the Fury's defeated. So Snake's basically
Mind me question that.
managed to defeat most. Actually, that might be all the Cobra units already.
There's only 4 members of the Cobra unit.
It's complicated.
Okay.
We'll get to it. Well, besides the boss.
Okay.
So Snake then finds Rykov and knocks him out. I don't know if you noticed, but Rykov sounds a lot like Raiden, and Rykov kind of looks like Raiden. He's
I
like
did think
a
that.
youngish man. Well, young adult with like blonde hair. This is kind of a joke. The fans hated Raiden so much that they basically included this just so you could beat him up.
So this isn't like a whole thing where like Rykov is Raiden's like grandpa or something like
No. Well, I mean, maybe, but probably not. No, it's more just to give the players the punching bag they wanted, because players hated Raiden so much.
that. Dude, that is so funny.
He's a fan favorite now, but at the time he was
right.
hated, so
That's a fun little Easter egg. I
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
So you beat him up, you steal his uniform, then you kind of have like a Mission Impossible style mask, and you're going around. You find Sokolov, and you see Eva basically taking this random film, like a camera film from him, and then leaves. So Snake's like, well, that's weird. But he goes in, he's like, hey, Sokolov, it's me again. Snake's escorting Sokolov off the base, and they run into Volgin. And Volgin's like, Rykov, and then gropes him. And
Okay.
and Volgin's like, wait a second, I know my balls. And that's not Rykov's balls. You're an imposter. And he is.
Okay.
So he starts fighting him.
Because the president in the last game was like that. Like,
Yeah, it's a common theme.
and it was Raiden too. Like,
It was
okay.
he can't get a break. So they start fighting. Then the
I
boss.
know my balls. What a line.
He doesn't say that.
Okay.
I wish he did. The boss walks in, immediately sees through the disguise, takes off the mask, beats up Snake. The boss beats up Snake, and throws him to the ground. And then it's funny. I'm skipping things. So Volgin figures it out,
Okay.
shoots both of Sokolov's knees, and then starts fighting Snake. The boss shows up, basically beats up Snake for Volgin, and throws him to the ground. And then Volgin gets his gun and is about to shoot Snake. And then the boss says, stay out of this, and then beats him up. So it's just three men in the room while the boss is standing around. And the boss is so cool. Volgin's literally the bad guy, like the top dog here. Like, she works for him, and he stands up and doesn't say anything about. She's just like, oh, that's some cool martial arts. like everyone's terrified of her. He's like, oh yeah, it's okay that you beat up your superior officer, whatever. Super funny. But so they're lying around, and Volgin's like, boss, I need you to leave so I can torture Snake for what he did to Rykov. And she's like, okay, whatever, and leaves. And basically, Volgin just electricity punches Snake until he passes out. So then Snake wakes up. He has a mask on. You hear Volgin beating Sokolov to death, and then he starts torturing Snake. He will like douse him in water and use his electricity to shock him.
Ooh.
And yeah, brutal stuff. And he's asking like, what does the CIA know, and what's the philosopher's legacy? Snake, of course, he doesn't know anything. He has no idea what's going on. As this is going on, Tatiana, Eva, it's like, you've done it, like you've been torturing him too much, and tries to get like stop them. And then Ocelot's like, I've been like suspicious of you this entire time. He keeps being like, Volgin, I think something's up with Tatiana, and Volgin's like, yeah, whatever, kid. And she's like, I bet you're a spy, and he tries to like shoot her. And then Snake, he's hanging, but he like jumps in the way and kind of like bumps into Ocelot to protect Eva, and it causes Ocelot's gun to go off. But then it muzzle burns Snake and removes his right eye.
Oh, so that's why. Okay.
So Snake's now missing an eye.
Yikes.
Yeah, they go their separate ways. Everyone's just kind of like, whatever. They go their separate ways. He's not. Oh yeah, the boss is like, there's no point to torturing him. I trained him, so he's not going to give in to torture. So Volgin's like, well, whatever, and just leaves. And Tatiana is like, hey, I'm Eva. Like, sneak out of here, and there's some gear. I stole your gear, so you can get it back. Just get out of here. While he's in, this is not important again, but Snake's, while he's in jail, he talks to the guard who's named Johnny, a very Russian name, and they just like kind of become friends and stuff. You like can exchange food, and they're like, hey, how's it going, man? Super funny. Snake escapes. He's being chased by the Ocelot unit, and he manages to. He's super wounded. Obviously, he's been tortured, so he can't really fight back. But he jumps off of this like drainage waterfall into a river, and while he's in the river, he's like close to death. He's kind of like fading in and out, and he encounters the Cobra unit member, the Sorrow. And the Sorrow's boss fight is kind of more like an experience. There's no fighting. You just follow through this endless river following the Sorrow, and the Sorrow's like, to punish you, we're going to meet every person you've killed in this game so far. So if you've done like a just stealth and don't kill anyone, it's like 2 seconds. But if you've been killing a lot of people, you just had to walk past them in this endless river.
Okay.
You're kind of like in an afterlife-like place.
Immersive is a good way to describe that. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's an interesting thing. It's kind of funny though, because some people are like, how long can I make the Sorrow fight, which kind of defeats the purpose. But you eventually, Snake comes to. He like almost drowns, but he gets out, and then he calls like Major Zero and the Fox Union is like, I just fought the Sorrow, and they're like, that's impossible. The Sorrow died 2 years ago. In fact, the boss killed him. Like, that's impossible. So he's kind of like Psycho Mantis, where he's like a really powerful psychic
Right.
person. So basically, he's kind of like he can commune with the dead, and
Okay.
even though he's dead, it's even cool while you're like fighting him, his life bar is empty because he's already dead. So
Whoa.
and it's also interesting, like you've kind of been seeing him, but throughout random cutscenes, you kind of see like a vague flicker of him, and sometimes he'll be like like if there's a bomb going off, he'll like hold up how many seconds is left in the bomb or stuff like that. Like he's kind of like talking to a Snake.
Okay.
Super interesting. But after that, Snake kind of heals himself up. He's really brutally messed up at this point. He and Eva do a bit more flirting. She tries to like make out with him and stuff, and he's like, "No, I'm eating.
Don't you skank?
I'm too busy. I'm too busy eating this raw. They're eating snakes.
Oh.
Since it's a jungle environment, you had to like scavenge
Right,
for food
right.
and stuff like that. But basically, she gives him an eye patch.
You are what you eat.
Yeah, that's true. She gives him a eye patch, and they're like, "Okay, our new plan is that we had to go to the hangar that the Shagohod is in. Set up bombs around all this liquid fuel. It'll blow it up. We'll all be good. The Shagohod's destroyed." And they do that, but then they get captured by our old friends Volgan, Ocelot, and the boss. So basically, they capture them, and Volgan's like, "Hey, I knew that Eva was a spy the whole time, and she stole the microfilm from Sokolov that has the Philosopher's Legacy." And then Snake is like, "What's the Philosopher's Legacy?" And Volgan's like, "Even though I'm going to kill you, I'm glad you asked. I would love to tell you." Lore dump time.
Okay.
So, World War II, the most powerful men in Russia, the United States, and China got together and basically just collected a huge amount of money, like national treasure level treasure. And this is called the Philosopher's Legacy, and they called their organization the Philosophers. This money was used to kind of like fund projects to win the war. So, atomic bomb, rocket technology, the Cobra unit itself, stuff like that. And during the confusion of the war ending, Volgan's father, who was a member of the Philosophers, basically stole the money so that the Soviet Union could get it and hid it in all these different banks and stuff. And that microfilm has like, information of all this money laundered banks. So basically access to the Philosopher's Legacy, this insane treasure. And he's going to use that to take over the Soviet Union, basically.
Okay. Dude, this shower, yeah, he looks like what's his name again?
Volgan?
Volgan. Yeah, for those who are listening, he looks just like Victor Drago from
Yes.
Wait,
Volgan
wait a
really
minute.
looks like
Ivan Drago.
Ivan. Yeah.
Ivan Drago from Rocky IV.
Both
Victor's his
Ocelot
son.
and Volgan kind of look like him, but like Volgan's like really beefy and stuff, whereas Ocelot's just like a small 20.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, Volgan's like, "I'm gonna kill you now." So they have this basically like a cage fight where he's like shooting electricity and stuff at him, and Ocelot's there, and Ocelot's like, "Snake, you can do it," and throws Snake his gun and stuff because Ocelot wants to be the one to kill Snake, so he's helping him. And it's super funny. Like
Oh.
Volgan will be like, "Ocelot, can you shoot him?" And he's like, "No, the boss told me not to." And he just wants Snake to win so that Ocelot can be the one to kill him. So you have a crazy fight, and Snake manages to basically like beat him up so much that he coughs up blood, and then Snake escapes with Eva. They get on a motorcycle and leave. But then, even though the place is exploding, Volgan shows up in the Shagohod. The Shagohod is a ginormous tank that has two screw-propelled treads. So instead of like normal tank treads, it's like giant screws. And he starts chasing them. So it's this crazy thing. They had to like dodge soldiers and Ocelot and the Shagohod while Eva is driving around and Snake is shooting RPGs at it. But they managed to blow up most of it. But then Volgan takes the front part off, so now it's just the tread area and like the turret. And then he's like, "Even though you shot a bunch of missiles at it, I'm going to use my own electricity to power it." Even though like The issue isn't that it doesn't have any power. The issue is it's been shot with a bunch of missiles. But whatever. He wills it into existence, and you have more of a fight. It's this crazy fight, but then finally, Volgin gets struck by lightning.
What?
I'm making it super short. It's been a really long fight.
Gotcha.
He gets struck by lightning. Apparently, he's generating so much electricity, makes it a lightning storm. He lights on fire. He has a bunch of guns, like bullets, all over his chest and stuff. Right. They go off, and he just has a terrible death. So,
yikers!
He's all done. They still have to escape though. There's a helicopter that Eva and Snake can take, but as they're escaping, there's a field of white flowers, and Snake knows that that's where the boss is. So Eva's like, I'll get our escape ready, our aircraft. You need to confront the boss. So it's a field of white flowers.
This is sick.
Snake finally runs into the boss, and as he's walking to the field, the second Davy Crockett missile goes off.
Oh,
she shot it. I don't exactly know why, but she just did. And so she's like, "Hey there, Snake," and she basically talks about how she wants to make the world whole again. The philosophers have been divided after World War II, and that's kind of caused the Cold War, and she wants it to end. And she explains that in 1961, during the Bay of Pigs invasion with Cuba, she was part of it, and so then when the U.S. abandoned it and let everyone die, she kind of became disillusioned with the U.S. And then also, the reason that she killed the Sorrow 2 years previously is because actually the Sorrow and her were lovers. Ooh. And they had a child together. And she was pregnant with this child on D-Day during World War II. She stormed the beaches of Normandy with a pregnant belly.
Oh my god.
Which is crazy. And then she gave birth on the beach. But then the philosophers stole that child and basically since she was kind of not following the U.S., the philosophers were either you killed the Sorrow or you killed the child. So she talked to the Sorrow and he's like, shoot me, let our child live. So that's why she killed the Sorrow. And then she just kind of talks about how she's become so disillusioned with war because during World War II the Russians were our friends, and then during the Cold War they're not. They're our enemies, and then will it be the same in the 21st century? She's like, in the end, enemies doesn't make any sense. There are no enemies because it's all just about perspective. There's humans too, and humans change. And she's basically just nothing matters. She doesn't want the Cold War anymore. She was actually even a child of the philosophers, which is why she's involved in all this. But now the philosophers, they don't care about ending the war. They just care about a perpetual war to keep the status quo. So, it's really sad.
Dude.
Tears are running down her face, and she thanks Snake. She's like, I haven't talked about myself that much before, so thank you for that. And then she lets Snake know that she called in some jet fighters, and that the whole place is going to blow up in 10 minutes, and that she and he are going to have the greatest battle of their entire lives, and that he needs to finish his mission and kill her. So it's a crazy fight. Bummer, that's not working. That's okay. It was just kind of a comic thing from a different game explaining it. But basically, it's a field of white flowers. She has a white sneaking suit, and she's able to, sneak through the, blend in with the white flowers. And she'll pop up and, beat you up. And it's crazy. You're both shooting at each other. You're both doing CQC. It's a long fight, a really tough fight. But eventually, Snake finally defeats her. And she's lying there. And she says that she gives him the microfilm that has the philosopher's legacy along with her gun, and asks Snake to shoot her. End her life, complete this mission. And her last words are, there's only room for one boss and one Snake. And so Snake raises the gun, and he's in so much pain to have to do this, and he hesitates a long time, but finally he shoots the gun and ends the boss's life. And as he does so, the white flowers around her, the whole field turns red. And it's super sad. So
yeah, that's beautifully done right there.
Yes. Snake and Eva leave obviously Snake's kind of really beat up at this. And as they're escaping, though, Ocelot jumps on their aircraft.
Okay.
And Ocelot's like, we are finally going to have a duel. So he's like, there's two revolvers. One has a bullet. Choose which one, and we will do a Russian roulette style duel. You do it. It's a dud, so no one dies. But Ocelot's like, I'm satisfied. What's your name? And Snake's like, my name's John. He's like, I'll see you around, John. And he jumps out. So, yeah.
All right.
So that happens. They finally escape to Alaska. Operation Snake Eater is a success. Snake and Eva are in Alaska. They have a passionate night.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Snake wakes up, she's gone. And she leaves a audio message for him. And she reveals that she was actually a Chinese spy. She was working for the Chinese philosophers, and her whole point was, one, to kill Snake, which she couldn't do, but also to steal the philosopher's legacy from him. And then she goes on to explain that the true meaning of the boss's mission. The boss didn't betray her country. She was still working for the country. Her mission was to allow the U.S. to steal the philosopher's legacy, and then to use Snake to kill her so they could have plausible deniability. So she'll be remembered as the world's greatest traitor. She'll be seen as a horrible monster by the U.S. people and by, like, this demon by the Russians. And the only one that knows that she was a hero and just following orders is her final student, the one who killed her.
You're telling this so beautifully, by the way.
Thank
I got to
you.
give you props to that.
Thank you.
She's like Itachi. She really is. Like, that was cool. The way you're explaining it, you're doing a great job.
So Snake is just completely broken. He still meets the President Lyndon B. Johnson.
They actually animated him. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So Snake goes to Lyndon B. Johnson. He gives him a Distinguished Service Cross. And Lyndon B. Johnson's like, since you killed the boss, I think we should rename you. You're now called Big Boss.
Whoa! Okay, so, whoa! Wait, so this whole time I was like, when you said that she had a kid, I was like, that's Big Boss. He's Big Boss?
He's Big Boss.
Whoa.
This is the original Snake. And this is the story of Big Boss.
I guess I could have guessed that because his name is Snake and there's been a theme of snakes. Whoa, okay.
So, Snake, like, hates him, but he still salutes... Big Boss. We should call him by his proper title. Big Boss hates Lyndon B. Johnson, but he still salutes him and shakes his hand. But then he leaves and he, like, ignores the CIA and Major Zero and just leaves. And Big Boss goes to Arlington Cemetery to the boss's grave. And he leaves flowers and her gun. And he sees on the grave it reads, "In memory of a patriot who saved the world." And Big Boss stands there and salutes her headstone as tears roll down his face. It wouldn't be a Metal Gear game, though, without a random call at the end.
Right.
So a young Ocelot makes a cryptic call, as Ocelot always does. And Ocelot reveals that the Philosopher's Legacy that Eva got was fake, and that the real Philosopher's Legacy is on its way to America. So the Americans have the Philosopher's Legacy, or at least half of it. Ocelot also reveals that he was Adam.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was Adam, and he also obtained the Metal Gear plans.
Is this Ocelot's talking to Big Boss right now?
No, he's talking to the philosophers, I think. He's working for the American philosophers.
Okay.
He's like a triple agent again. And then they kind of explain timelines a bit after that. In the 70s, the legacy was used to revive the American philosophers, and they eventually turned into the Patriots.
Okay.
And then also in 1972, the Leon Fonterrible project starts, and two Sons of Big Boss are created. And that is the game of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater and the origin of Big Boss.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay. No question. Remind me again how that little file thing works. What is it again?
It basically gives you access to this huge treasure that all these leaders from all these countries made. Like, they got this huge treasure together to end the war.
It's like funds for
that.
Okay.
And then Volgan's father kind of split up the treasure and hid it all over the world in all these different banks. So that microfilm gives access to it. So all these different organizations within the Soviet Union, China, and the US were trying to fight over getting this access to this treasure. And that's why the boss sacrificed herself, so the U.S. could get it, and then the U.S. used that money to make themselves stronger. And instead of being the philosophers, they became the patriots that we know and love from Metal Gear Solid 2, the secret organization that secretly controls the U.S.
You said, what's the name of the project that made?
Solid Snake and Liquid Snake.
Yeah, but there's 3 of them.
There is. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, there's 3 of them.
Okay. So I thought you were like.
No. Sorry. That's.
So
I
they
misspoke.
made 3 of them. Okay.
They made 3 clones. This is the 2 are kind of the most important.
Gotcha. Because Solid just kind of sucked.
Yeah, Solid just was.
What a lame-o.
Yeah.
Okay. I have questions now. Okay, so
here's one that you might have.
Okay.
I think we have time, but I can't remember if they say this, but you're probably also wondering who is the boss's child.
Yes, that was literally what I was about to ask.
It's Ocelot. He's the boss's child. I don't believe though that the boss or Ocelot is aware of that fact.
Wait a minute. But
he was born in 1944 on the beaches of Normandy, and he's like literally 20 when this game takes place in 1964.
Okay. I guess I got confused. I thought the kid was still a baby because she killed the Sorrow 2 years prior to this incident happening.
Yes, but the child had already like grown up and been kidnapped by the philosophers. So like, she doesn't know who the child is. The child doesn't know who his mother is, Ocelot. She just knows that the philosophers have him, which is why he's a spy for them. And they basically just said, like, if you don't kill the Sorrow, we'll kill your child. You don't know what he looks like, but we'll kill him.
Wow.
So,
okay.
And I don't think Ocelot... The only one I think who knows that he's her child is the Sorrow, but he's dead, so there's not much he can do about it.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'll talk to you off camera about some things because we can go on and on. But
we can go on.
I will say... I'm just giving this a round of applause. I know there's 2 other games.
There's several more. Well, there's like 2. There's 3 we'd want to talk about, I think. 4.
I didn't realize there was that many.
There's a lot.
Okay.
There's like
we don't
7
got
more.
enough time to do all.
We don't
games.
have enough time to do all of them.
What a beautiful world that Kojima's like. I think this game. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know anything about this game before we started this series. I love that you said immersive because that's literally what this entire, even from the beginning of this freaking, on the MSX, they're like, hey, turn off your console or something like that. Or like when Psycho Mantis was like, hey, I look like you play this game a lot. It's just like, it's smart. Like, it's like, this is so ahead of its time. That's crazy.
It absolutely.
I don't know like the community of this game that well and stuff, but I just feel like, just based off what you told me, I haven't even played the freaking game yet, but like this should be a bigger deal than it is.
I know.
This should be in the talks with like Halo and stuff. Like we talk about.
I think it is. I think it was primarily only on PlayStation, so kind of like console locked for a bit. But I think more people are playing it now, and more people should play them.
Fair enough. Wow. Okay. And like I said, you did a beautiful job telling this entire story.
Thank you.
Your storytelling abilities. I've always said this. You have a great knack for storytelling. I don't know if there's a job that. Look, I guess this is the job. If we ever made money from this, but
I'd like to thank everyone who's been listening this whole time. And like Jared said, we're probably going to take a bit of a break from this. But if you'd like to hear the rest of the Metal Gear games, I particularly like the later Metal Gear games because they focus more on Big Boss's story after this.
Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know exactly what metric we would set for when we'd want to go back. I guess just if there's enough attention.
Yeah. So if you want it, show it.
Please let us know. I would love to talk more.
All right. Sounds good. Well, we love you guys. Catch you guys next episode. Off Side Tangent. Bye.
Thanks, Mike.